welcome, my Periscope, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook friends. You're live with Chantal TV in Paris. It is Friday, the 24th of April 2020. It's confinement day 39, so we are in Paris lockdown day number 39 already. So 40 is a quarantine, that's tomorrow. And I see the first person saying hello, Sandra. So let me see if those comments work. Sandra is on Periscope. Hello, Sandra. I see Stacy. I see Hell on YouTube. Hi, guys. Welcome. I'm so happy to see it all works because we had a little bit of a technical issue before we started, but it was my mistake. I see Chris. I see Anne. Hi, guys. Hi, Nina. Wow, and all the comments work as well. So, how are we gonna do this? Hi, you just woke me up from my nap. Thanks. Now time to make coffee. Exactly. And look, guys, I got myself a coffee. I went out, sponsored one of the local stores, bought myself a coffee. We have Emmy van Eikeren on Facebook. Hello. So I bought a coffee. Just to remind you guys, you can always buy me a coffee.com at ChantalTV. You support your favorite broadcaster. But anyway, I'm gonna introduce my next guest. I have Peter, Frank, Hell. Hi everybody! Yay! Everybody's there. Homie from Germany, welcome. So guys, my next guest is a very dear friend. He lives all the way in Sydney. He lives in Sydney since 1986, but he's Japanese born. He's Japanese. Let me introduce to you guys my wonderful friend, Akira Isogawa. Woo! Hi,
Thank you.
Akira. How are you?
Chantal.
How are you?
Hi. Not bad at all. And you? How are you?
I'm
In,
doing great. I'm
yeah.
staying at home. I'm basically sitting. Wait, let me just see if I have your name up there. Yeah, I am sitting where you're normally sleeping.
All right. Yeah. No wonder I recognize the room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also like there was always your name on the window, but I cleaned that the other day,
Which
so
was properly. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Nice view though.
yeah, no, it's a very good view. But yeah, so you're in Sydney. So how is your confinement? What is your routine down there in Sydney in these days?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, things have changed slightly. Especially last actually like more than 4 weeks. So it's not such actually routine at the moment. It changes on a daily basis really. What we have to do, we just basically really dealing with a more basic, like essentials really. Um, which is actually it's a quite different in terms of actually like how I used to work really. Like for example, December, January. Actually, in fact, though, that December, January, we had actually a bushfire, which was another
Oh yeah.
disastrous event.
Oh yeah.
We had a tough actually start of this year, really. Yeah, yeah,
So
and
2020 is a very hard year then in Australia.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So like I just feel actually we're dealing with actually like like things that we need to deal with on a daily basis without actually planning something that far ahead because it's really it's hard to it's hard to yeah.
Yeah. So you can't plan anything. But is it like, are you going to the office every day, or are you working at home, or how? Because I know at the moment you are in your studio. While it is 10 o'clock
Yeah,
at night, guys. It's 10 o'clock at night in Sydney. He's at the office. He's at the. So are you still
yeah,
going?
yeah. I do come to the studio and almost every day, and which hasn't changed really. But the hours that I invest my time in the studio, is much more compact. It's not as actually a long hours as where actually I used to actually sit where I sit and do what I need to do. Often actually a lot of sketches or examining actually fabric swatches and
Yeah.
whatever needs to be done.
Yeah.
But now that actually I come here, sometimes I just come here just for maybe a couple of hours, and then just making sure that actually like nothing has changed. Just we do not want to have intruders.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
example,
exactly. So you keep
you
everything alive basically there. But so
exactly. A
yeah,
bit of energy,
yeah.
to the space. Yeah,
I
yeah,
I think also I should explain a little bit to the audience who you are because of course
right.
you're my very good friend, but you're a very famous fashion designer in Australia, well worldwide, but you're Japanese and you're based since 1986 in Sydney. Can you tell us a little bit how you ended up in Australia being a fashion designer so people know a little bit about your history and about your story?
Yeah. So yeah, I was born in Kyoto in Japan, and I was raised there, and I never thought actually I was leaving Kyoto really till I was actually like 21, and that something occurred to me. I was studying at university. I was studying social welfare at the Bukkyo University.
Oh
The
wow.
Bukkyo is it's a Japanese word for Buddhism, and
Wow.
I studied there, which was fine. Like like we, I mean, as my father wished, like my brother and myself, we both study at university, and but anyway, that when I actually like reached the age of 21, and I thought actually like well, that's it. I realized that actually that like that look like what's there for me in Kyoto wasn't really enough, not enough in a way that because I knew that I was creative.
Because also like in
I
the
was
80s, because in the 80s Kyoto was quite conservative probably.
um, it's far more conservative than nowadays. Really,
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's also to do with actually my family too. My parents were working as a public servant, and none of my member of my family are creative people, and then that's how it was. And that, in fact, actually, I always knew that it didn't like something was not quite right for me anyway. But then it never occurred to me that I wanted actually, in fact, leave Kyoto. It never occurred to me that that's what I wanted to do. And so when I actually reached the age of 21, and I thought actually that's it. What it would take is for me to actually explore other side of myself, creative side of myself, was actually leave everything behind and then actually start something fresh, that change location. And I thought about Tokyo, but just felt that actually Tokyo was too close.
They could
It's
still come and get you back.
2.5 hours by bullet train,
Yeah.
and it felt that actually like, oh no, I needed to do something that's far more drastic than that. And but however, that
Oh, Akira stopped. He's lost.
my
Oh, there he's back.
um, well, my financial situation that so I was student, I was like what I was working really. I mean, I did have part-time job, but all my actually money that I earned working actually in like a there's a many places I work in Kyoto like while I was a student, like bars or restaurants or mainly hospitality. And but then I spent all this money actually on the clothes, so I didn't have much saving, and so I needed to actually find a way to leave Japan, but then actually still being able to survive. And I found this actually visa called working holiday visa, that which was arranged actually between Japanese government and Australian government. And I used this visa to come here, and then I got a job straight away, pretty much. Yeah, I would work as a waiter in Japanese restaurant.
Oh,
That was
very
my
good.
job when I got here. Working holiday visa allow you to work for 3 months.
Yeah.
And so that's how I actually started actually my new life, I suppose. And I needed to be a bit patient, really. You know, I mean, then actually all I wanted to do was actually just make a friend and also learn English.
Because you didn't speak English when you arrived in Australia.
Hardly. Actually, I didn't have much actually words, and so I learned to be patient, and then day by day, uh, I met people, and unfortunately, actually, I realized that Australian people were very friendly. Well,
Ah,
not
that's.
maybe because I was nice to everyone, maybe, but I made actually number of friends within actually that that maybe 3 months staying here in Sydney, and then friends of friends and then friends of friends, and then so suddenly I realized actually I have many people around me that which actually I could hang around with, and I finally find actually likely minded people even that who are creative too, yeah, and I found actually a more interesting actually part of Sydney, which was kind of actually underground culture here. There was a lot of parties going on, and it was 1986, and gosh, there was a one actually a quite well-known party. It was called Rap Party,
Rap,
and
rap, rap
Rap
party?
Party, LAT, Rap Party. It stands for RAT, sorry, RAT stands for Recreational Art Team.
Ah, red party.
Rap
Wow.
Party.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's where people, I suppose, actually had opportunity to dress up, and there's a huge dance floors, mirror balls, and it was exciting time actually, which doesn't happen nowadays in Sydney. So there was a particular era that which everything seems to be abandoned.
Ah.
That the 80s,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So everything was abandoned because it was like the old factories and stuff. And you mean it?
I think economy was actually just like bubble was happening in Japan.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It was before the burst.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Australia had actually its own moments too, in 80s when
Yeah.
I look back. Yeah, so we had I said we because actually myself and the friends, yeah, we had actually a ball, and then I felt that actually, yeah, this is it.
Oh, wow.
This is it. I can't go
Party,
back.
party.
This is bad. Yeah. This is it. So anyway, actually, so I decided to pursue uh, my hidden passion, that which I well, fashion really.
Yeah, yeah.
I knew actually I had a passion for fashion, and then so I wanted to pursue that, and I decided to actually enroll myself at fashion school in Sydney, and I graduated in 1991. And
I just have
but
to
then,
show this, guys, because
yeah,
these are the red parties. Like, just to give
oh
a
God,
little,
what do you want to say?
a little bit of an impression what red parties in Sydney's were like. Um, I don't see you, but I mean, it looks pretty wild. Yeah, no, I see people here being dressed up, and it's all black and white. Oh, look, there's even what's her name? Grace Jones.
Grace Jones performed, yeah, in Sydney. Actually, she came all the way from um, United States,
Wow.
and
So that's
That
what.
was yeah. Well, that was there were a lot of performance too at the party, and so it was all about actually not only music, but it was all about really the look.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
makeup and stuff, I see as well. Like,
yeah, yeah. It's a kind of a sort of new romantic sort of era
oh wow,
that like everybody was encouraged to actually dress up individually,
yeah. But
and not.
so yeah, so you started to study. That came out of like being in those red parties. So you became a student, yeah, in Sydney.
I was a student. Anyway, actually, when I first discovered rap party, like I wasn't yet. Like I mean, I pretty much actually 6 months after I arrived here, I discovered this party. Or there are other parties too. It seems though the parties every weekend,
Yeah.
and we always talked about actually what are you wearing this weekend, and that was actually like a main topic, you know.
What are
Yeah,
we
and
wearing? Yeah.
yeah, and so what I noticed or what I realized was actually that everybody I knew that who went to those party that we or they and or us we all actually made our own clothes. But however, I didn't have actually enough skill
Ah,
to actualize the outfit that I wanted to actually to wear,
the
and
vision, the
so that
vision.
was the
Yeah.
really reason that actually I decided to actually study fashion,
Oh wow.
and that's where I learned actually. I suppose actually to actualize actually like the outfit, the
Mm.
costume or whatever you call it. Yeah, yeah.
But this is not
Uh,
you, is it?
oh, that's a Victor Lee, friend of mine.
I'm
Yeah,
just like
Victor
trying.
Lee.
I was like googling Akira like in those parties, but I haven't found you like when I Google it. So it's kind of I just wanted to see show some proof. Um,
Right.
yeah. So then you started to study, and then like how many years was that for? That you
uh, 3 years. So I 3 years, 19 till 1991.
Oh wow,
Yeah, yeah, that's when actually I
graduate.
graduated, and then but then by then actually a bubble kind of burst, like the burst, so it was realized it was a very tough to find a job. It was no longer 80s, you see.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and so all I did was, in fact, actually the interns. I interned.
And so like you interned at Australian designers.
Design. That's it exactly. Yeah, yeah. There's a actually designer I liked, Australian designer Ian McMore. That's where I interned mainly, and um, like it was tough really, but um, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that actually the days though, because I was doing what I wanted to do, even though it was really tough, and then also actually I had a time at home to make clothes. So I kept going. I bought actually this little domestic machine,
Ah, wow.
and yeah, and I kept making clothes actually mainly for myself. And then people start asking me actually like like because I wear. I mean, it's not a like complicated clothes, but people start asking me actually where I got it from, and then I explain I made them, and then so I start actually receiving some like orders. That's how I started really. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, oh
Uh,
wow. And so in which year did you give your first show, or when did it start that?
uh, yeah. So 19, 1993, I left company that I was interning,
Yeah.
and then I felt that actually I was ready to to start my own uh, business, I suppose.
Yeah.
And but then, however, actually, like I wasn't able to support myself just running my own business. So I had a different sort of job. I wasn't a waiter anymore. I was working as a Japanese tour guide.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like for tourists. And so I was actually working part time, and then at night I was actually like sewing, designing and sewing clothes.
Oh, wow.
That was actually at the like a beginning of my career,
Wow.
and then I managed to actually find a little space in a suburb in Sydney called Ulara. Ulara was the name of the suburb, and it was a um, um, tiny store, and it was enough really because I wasn't able to actually make many clothes anyway,
By
and so
yourself, yeah.
I started showing my collection to clients from that space in Queen Street, Ulara, in
Oh, wow.
1993, and within 6 months after I opened my store, my boutique, uh, Eric, his name is Eric Matthew. Eric actually, who was working at the Vogue, Australian Vogue, came in and left the business card.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, yeah.
And that's how it all.
Well, just a sheer coincidence. And then so I contacted Australia. It was amazing actually. Like they thought actually like I was worthwhile actually doing a story
Oh,
for
wow.
Vogue.
Because
So
I'm just showing on the
yeah.
screen now
Mm.
the cover of June, I don't know which year, Australian Vogue with Naomi Campbell. I'm just showing that cover right now.
Yeah, right. That was 1997.
That's 1997.
19,
So that was your big break, yeah, in Australia.
yeah, um, exactly. So in 1997, the Marion Hume from London, that she was appointed as an editor of Vogue, Australian Vogue, and so Marion's husband, Peter Hunt, apparently, actually, I wasn't in a store. Apparently, came into the store, and he thought actually like my design was possibly worthwhile for Marion to see
Yes.
whether it's good enough to be a cover
Yeah.
of her first edition of Australian Vogue.
Yeah. Wow. And then like you got onto the cover, and then everything started to move on, and then you went to Paris. I think a year later, 1998.
Uh, that's when I met you.
Exactly.
I met you.
You met
Yeah.
me. You met me, and now, well, we did we meet in 98 or 99? I don't remember. The very first time, I don't think so. But then you started to give a show also in Paris, and suddenly we are in 2020, and you have
Yeah.
last year you had your 25 years jubileum,
Yeah.
or like.
Actually, in fact, yeah. In fact, actually, like now because now we are two 2010. So 2 years ago now, actually, we had a 25th anniversary of my, I suppose, actually a business, my establishment, and this institution in Sydney. It's a museum called Palance Museum. Um, Decided to have exhibition with my retrospective collections.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, and it ran for 6 months,
Wow.
which was actually successful, I
Yeah,
suppose. Because a lot
no,
of people came to
yeah,
see it.
I saw a lot of coverage on that, also through Instagram, and lots of people went to visit the retrospective. And guys, if you think retrospective, this was over 100 dresses, yeah, that were exhibited.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I just like, because I have your book from this museum, I just have to get it quickly, guys. Once I'm just gonna give you a close-up of Akira. Let me give you a close-up of Akira while I'm getting the book. Hold on. Um, It's a little dusty. I'm sorry. It's a little dusty. I haven't opened it for a few. Let me just swap us again. Swap cameras. Okay, now we're on the right side again. Very nice space. Yeah, it's. Look, guys, this is the book. Akira Isogawa. Is it Isogawa or Isogawa?
Isogawa.
Isogawa.
Yeah.
So this is the beautiful book. And it is the whole retrospective, and it's a lot of like, I mean, it starts with all how
myself with the kimono.
Yeah.
That's one of actually kimono that I had actually. Now it's belong to actually Powerhouse Museum. I have donated actually all those garments that was in exhibition.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it was better because then actually that it's gonna actually stay there for good because I know actually they'll look after them.
Yeah, so they're gonna preserve all those garments. They preserving the garments. Yeah. So this is the book, and look, I'm just showing you this as well. So these are it's mass media. So if you're interested in the book, it is very nice. Yeah, but that's great that they preserve. And is the exhibition going to travel? Is it going to other places?
At the moment, actually, like I haven't heard that news yet, but I hope so. I hope actually it's going to travel. I hope. I think not only actually within Australia but abroad.
Oh, that's nice. And also at the moment, because you were in March or in February, you were quickly in London because you were part of an exhibition there, no? Like which?
Yeah, I been actually asked to send this particular outfit that they Victoria and Albert Museum actually have selected, and it was actually for their exhibition called Kimono, and so there's one outfit that was included in the exhibition. Unfortunately, actually, because of the current situation, the museum is closed. So I hope actually it's going to reopen soon.
Yeah, because so there was, and which kimono dress outfit was this? That was part of it. Was it the one that was with the pleats in the front and? It was
kimono outfit. It was a kimono, but then I kind of custom made into actually like a more cropped jacket.
Oh wow!
And then it went with actually the shorts and then socks and sneakers. So it was
nice.
It was more rather contemporary outfit.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I use authentic kimono.
Yeah.
So this particular outfit which actually the boys male model wore it in 2009.
Oh wow. Oh, that's super nice. So it's very gender neutral what you make. I just want to show this as well because Akira is part of the Australian legends, the fashion designers, and this is one of your outfits. Look, guys, if you open it up, it is his studio, but then you see, look, he made it to a stamp in Australia as an Australian legend. Akira has his own own stamp, and it is 50 cents. I don't think you can send anything anymore for 50 cents. It's probably like €1 or like $1.50 now to send something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is really, really, really cool. That was from the Post in Australia. And which year was that? 2006 or something?
My God, actually, yeah, I 2005 or six. So I'm really sorry, I can't remember exact year, but yeah, about around that time, actually. Yeah, I remember actually using those stamps to send it to actually to my father,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, I wrote a letter to my father, and I used actually like a stamp that which actually like there was a picture of me,
Yeah.
and because he didn't believe me that when I told him actually I become a the stamp.
Yeah.
So I just thought I better prove myself. So I did it that way, and yeah, but yeah, I think my father is actually in fact proud of myself, though that the typical Japanese father that he never actually verbalized or acknowledged it, but
Yeah, because
when I speak,
how old is your father? You should tell them how old your father is.
yeah, 90.
Wow. So he's 90 years old. So he was in the Second World War. So he has seen so many changes, and he works for the public system. He has a son
All his
who,
life, yeah,
yeah, he
yeah,
has a son that's in university with like quite a conservative like direction, Buddhism style study, and
yeah,
who
yeah,
disappears to Sydney to
yeah.
actually become a fashion designer. That must have been so weird for him.
It was a kind of 180 degrees, like a I went actually different directions. So I think actually I shocked everyone really when I think about my family, and because my father didn't talk to me for quite some time.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure what either actually he was actually so angry or he was in shock.
But it was not good. That's for sure. It was not good. He was either in shock or he was angry. But
But now we were all united.
yeah, but now you see him
So
quite
united.
often. Yeah, you see him quite often. You go quite often to
I
Japan.
talk to him now every week.
Oh, that's good.
I talk to him every week. Yeah, yeah. He's well. He's doing well.
Oh, that's great to hear, because in Japan they also have a lot to deal with with what's going on in the world. Um, but we keep it light. We
That's
keep it
it.
light. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I have are you working on a new collection at the moment?
Yeah. So the yeah, exactly. Yeah, we are working on new collection, but the date that we are launching is
Is
yet to
unclear.
confirm. That
Yeah.
we're hoping actually we're able to actually release new collection by July.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, but I think also like at the moment people they want to distribute their productions, but it's hard because you don't know if the factories are open, if they can actually produce the garments, and so it is in a way a little bit all over the
Yeah.
place. But I mean,
Yeah. That
it's good to
that's
have a
it.
good idea for a new collection, but
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the mind ticks, at the same time, like while actually all this whatever's going on,
yeah.
but like I mean, the brain is well alive.
Yeah. No, I can. And what do you think? What the future of designers will be? Do you think there will be shows again in the world? Do you think there will be show seasons? Do you?
Oh yeah, well, definitely. I mean, definitely. Actually, we're gonna, I think the industry itself is gonna go back to actually writing track. But I think that, however, that we are going to approach in a quite a different manner when it comes to dealing with actually like the clothes. I think we are going to take actually like more important when we decide to purchase something, because I think less is more, and then I think well, less is more anyway. Always believe that, but I think the era of actually more and more is going to end, I feel.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, because we need to be really responsible for our decision when we purchase something.
Yeah, I think we want to
Yeah,
purchase less, as you say, less is more, and we want to spend it on something more precious or more
more meaningful,
exclusive. Yeah,
more personal to you.
yeah,
There will be actually a end to more.
yeah. Because we
And
all realize we have too much.
mm, doesn't mean actually like people are gonna spend less money. I do not believe.
No, me
I,
neither.
I think the economy will come back, and then the industry gonna be right on the track eventually, and so people will spend money,
Yeah.
and but however that the right investment.
Yeah, because also
That
just yeah, because in China they just reopened when the first weekend they reopened, yeah, after everything that happened. The Hermes shop, so Hermes, had never sold so many things in one day. They turned over $2.5 million. So it was obvious that people wanted to spend money, but in a good product or in a nice and luxury product. So they, as Peter, one of my guests, was saying before, like either people are going to be very tight with their money, or they're going to be spending it on something very luxurious. And of course, you work in that more like like special garment, because it's not like you're gonna wear it every day. It's a special garment. It's like between pret-a-porter and couture. So of course, like if I want to wear a dress or something beautiful, I'm gonna spend it. So I go to you, or to another brand. And yeah, it's
yeah,
it's
yeah. I think at the moment actually we are actually like really learning to nurture not only actually ourselves but nurture like environment that we are surrounded by, and then also we are learning to nurture others or community.
exactly.
You know, yeah, because everything now seems to be so precious. That
Yeah,
whereas before we thought it was actually like
very normal. Yeah,
normal,
yeah.
but we realize actually once when we don't have it,
Yeah. But you know what?
then
Yeah, yeah. Keep going. Sorry.
yeah, that we really want to look after
Yeah,
those actually precious object or whatever you call them.
exactly. We want to
Yeah,
not only look only after our precious objects, but also after our friends and our family and our. We suddenly realize that it's all there and that we have to pay attention to it and also nurture all that. So it is like yeah, somebody is saying like it's a great sentiment.
yeah,
It's
and something great will come out of it.
yeah, 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 exactly. Because in the end, this will also make people rethink anything they're doing in life. Like we can cook again, we can have time, we can chat to each other like here.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's also possible. Um, then Hal is saying it's good to hear Akira talk about these things.
Right. Yeah.
And
I haven't actually thought about actually like the food for a long time. Really cooking, I'm talking about.
yeah, yeah.
But now actually like like I think we are all encouraged to actually to make like the basic stuff like food, and it's interesting time.
Yeah, no, I think so for sure. Let me just ask, is there anybody here in the chats on Periscope or Facebook or YouTube who wants to ask something to Akira? Um, just type it in here and I just moderate the question if I see it. Like, let me see if I already see some things that I missed. Somebody was saying a great office. Well, it's the studio. It's Akira's studio. And it's very big. I know because I've been there.
Yeah, thank you.
Beater, Beater said congratulations on the 25th anniversary collections,
Oh,
which is
thank you.
which is now 26 or 27.
It's started in 1993, so 27.
Wow. That is, and somebody is sending a
Yeah.
heart. That's very nice.
Oh,
But is there anything you want to add, Akira? Do you what's besides all these nice things you just have said? Is there anything you want to add to this, like a message for the world?
um, something occurred to me a few years ago, and which actually made me realize that how responsible we are as a designer, because like what we design influences like the world really. So I feel that now, um, it's I would like to actually produce something very very tight, and even actually like less. As I talked about it like earlier, like less is more, and even actually that's thinking about sustainability aspect of fashion. Um, we don't necessarily actually want to encourage people to buy more. So meaning actually we offer like perhaps less choice. We edit as a designer, and then give them less choice, and then give them actually story that why myself as a designer made the particular item and what it means to me and what could it mean to others.
Yeah.
And so I feel that now that not saying actually like I slowed down, but I just feel that I become a bit more selective or something. I don't know if selective is the right word. Choose a project
Yeah.
uh, more carefully,
To build that
and
story around it.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and well, I suppose do it properly. Do less but do it properly in a great actually sense of depth.
So it becomes
That's
like really like a dimensional story,
mm,
which maybe also, like, I got a question here from Earl, which maybe fits to
yeah,
this. He said, "What would you say are the biggest influences on your vision and your work?"
yeah. Um, well, as I mentioned actually earlier, like I was a compulsive buyer of fashion items since I was a teenager, and so that was back in '80s, and there was actually three designers that who I admired that who were already showing collection in Paris. So that was Yoji
Yoji
Yamamoto,
Yamamoto, yeah,
and Rei Kawakubo,
yeah.
and Issei Miyake, that who was showing a little bit earlier than Yoji and Rei Kawakubo, and
And Ray is from Comme des
they were
Garçons,
really,
yeah,
yeah, Rei of Comedy Garson, yeah,
yeah.
but they were really since I was a teenager, they were my heroes, and I remember going to Comedy Garson boutiques when I was 16 years old, and I nearly really fainted because it was so intimidating.
Oh, really?
So I felt like as if I was going like, walking actually into like sort of a temple, and there was such a strong sense of purity, and it when I think about it, I think it still remains as a source of my inspiration, and their visions are like really like powerful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So
I have to say that
mm,
is your inspiration, but it's not like that your garments are based on that. They are totally different. It's a
uh,
totally different,
yeah,
a
my,
totally.
my yeah, I agree. My design do not necessarily derive from actually their designs, but what they have achieved, and also yet actually like after actually like nearly 50 years, they are still actually working actively. I mean, Issei Miyake might have actually resigned from his own brand, but
Retired, yeah.
retired. Oh, retired, right word. Sorry about my actually choice of word. Uh,
Yeah, resigned
but
sounds like they had to get rid of him, but I think it's more like retired, like he wanted to work a little less.
yeah, like I mean, Rei Kawakubo herself, my God, she is amazing. Actually, she's got amazing actually source of energy.
Yeah,
You know, you see her collection on runway,
yeah. But
unbelievable.
but all
Mm.
three of these designers, they are Japanese, yeah.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
three of them. So you're inspired by the Japanese. Basically, I think it's a work ethic because in the end, your collections are different. You're more based on kimono style that you rework, but then in a sunny Sydney kind of way. Akira makes
Yeah.
beautiful dresses and garments that are with flowers and colors, and it's nearly like he pulled, it is not true, but he pulled a kimono apart and then he put it back together, and then you got this amazing dress, or and it's very luxurious and it's very beautiful. So I think it is, you can have that work inspiration from them, but you have totally your own look. You can see when it's an Akira.
Oh, that's such a compliment. Thank you, Chantal.
Yeah,
You have actually some of my design too. Actually.
exactly. I had, and I was like, am I going to show that here? And but what I'm going to be doing,
Yeah.
Bobby is going to come back in May, and of course there is
Oh,
not,
great.
yes, there's not much to do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make fashion films with her. So I will dedicate one of them with our Akira vintage looks. Um, so we're gonna, like, I will make one video that is totally Akira, but with vintage looks. I'm gonna like look together what we have, and scarves and dresses and pants, and I don't know. We're gonna make all these. We're gonna make our own overview of your of Akira
Wow.
for the last. Let's do it like the last 18 or 19 years when Bobby was born. Um, so
Yeah, actually, in fact, I remember actually like she when I actually met you, actually she wasn't actually on Earth plane yet.
no, she
She,
was. No, she didn't exist. She didn't
uh,
exist. She was. We still had to get married. We met. We came to visit you on our wedding trip. What we were doing. We were, guys, again. We went to Fiji. Now I remember where we where we went for our wedding, for our how do you say that? Like
right,
the wedding thing, and then we went to Sydney. So and there we
that's right.
celebrated with you my 30th birthday and your birthday as well, because your birthday is a few 5 days after mine. You're the 24th, yeah. Yeah,
25,
yeah.
25, yeah,
So
yeah.
just before the 2000, 1999, we went to visit you in your studio in that was
Oh my God,
great.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know, feels like actually it was a few days or a few years ago. It
I
doesn't
know.
feel.
But we still
Yeah,
look the same.
yeah.
But I have to say, Akira, because I was looking at some old videos like that also we worked on together, and you were doing interviews. It's so funny because your English is so different. You're so much more Australian now, and then your English was very very shy and very um now you're like, you know, I mean, you're still humble and sweet and all that, but then you were really
Yeah.
like, you were so much more Japanese than now, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I came long way, really. I've been actually
You
in
came,
Australia for more
oh,
than 30 years, so yeah. I bet
exactly,
I can speak a bit of English by now.
exactly. And when do you think you can go to Japan again? Like in these times, because we have
I'm
no
not
idea.
sure, but you know what? Actually, it's I'm happy actually, like I'm able to actually, or my father is able to actually pick up phone,
Yeah,
and then we connect regularly, and it's always rewarding, and so I mean it's a bonus if I see him.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
But
yeah.
anyway,
So
just to make clear,
hmm, I
just
hope actually it will happen soon, but actually we'll see.
yeah, but I just have
Yeah.
to tell you guys. Akira has a sibling who is there with his dad, so it's not like he totally abandoned his dad there. There is a sibling who is nearby your dad, who is still visiting, and um, I always want to make sure it's like me, you know. I moved away, but I still have my little brother who lives in the same town as where my mom is, so she's, you know, she's taken care of. You know, I always try to that later people not, oh, but the poor man, he's all by
Oh,
himself, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw your mom. I mean, never met your mom, but she's a beautiful lady, isn't
Yeah,
she?
yeah,
My
yeah,
God.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
She's sweet. I mean, we have our struggles now and then, but hey, you know, that's why she's my mom. Moms are being to be their moms. You know, moms can be a little bit difficult sometimes. But not to talk about me. No, but Akira, I want to say thank you so much because I see only like people are complimenting you. Um, Somebody said I recall Bobby wearing one of his beautiful dresses. Right? Yes, Bobby wore that 2 year, 1.5 years ago, I think. Like in the Jardin de Tuileries, she was wearing this amazing dress that I think you have handed to the museum, that dress she was
That
wearing.
dress is now actually belong to Powerhouse
Yeah,
Museum.
exactly. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, but I have pretty pictures and videos of that, and what we will
great.
be showing will be something else. But it's gonna be fun. And thank you, Akira. I hope that yeah, that the world is going back to normal. You should make masks. Everybody's gonna tell you you should make masks. Everybody needs a mask. You make,
Yeah,
yeah. You can make like from some fabric the old, you know, like the patchwork ones.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, actually, like, apparently, I was told actually there was a shortage of like a mask or protective clothing, generally speaking. So it's definitely actually it's worthwhile.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah. We've got a lot of fabric. We've got a lot of fabric here. So
yeah, so you can make some
yeah,
little
yeah,
mask
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
thank you so much, Akira, and I hope that you can come to Paris in the near future. But otherwise, we're just gonna
Hope
keep
so.
in touch like this, and we're
Yeah.
looking forward to beautiful collections. And yeah, and online, like yeah, maybe I should quickly show also your website still if my computer is. Do you sell online? I don't even know.
No.
No, you don't really. Akira is very old fashioned. He doesn't he's not very good with the computer. Um but there
Terrible
are
at it.
collections. He's not good with the computer. And you have, of course, you have your Instagram page. Like people can see under you, there is your Instagram name. That is, they can see you there as well. So make sure to follow them there. And I want to say thank you so much, Akira, for talking to all of
You
us.
can,
And Peter says thanks. Hal said thanks. Sandra Anderson, guys, thank you so much. Hal saying thanks, Chantal. Good chat. And see you soon. Bye, Akira.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.